Hello and welcome to a very murky Boxing Day morning down here at Thorpeness. Now the rest of my family are busy today, so I decided to come down here, catch some of the tide and have a little go to see if I can get some fish. Now it's a total scratching session today, but as the title suggests, I've come down with one bait and one bait only. And this bait, you don't really see many people using it at all. And I've had some amazing flatfish on this bait. I really have. It's something this time of year I'll start taking out with me, but I'll go into that in a little while with you. I've dropped today right in front of the Thorpeness Country Club. Free parking here. And it's not as busy as the main stretch of beach. If you go down there more towards the sluice and the shell, it is absolutely rammed with Boxing Day walkers. You know, every man, woman and their dog are out there walking around and just basically enjoying what I can honestly say is it's a cold, it's a murky, but it's a beautiful Boxing Day morning. And of course, as usual, you may well be able to see in the background. Turned up, looked around, beautiful. Set up, turn around. Of course, there's a seal sitting there staring at me, and he's now going up and down this bit of beach, probably feasting on the flatties that are out there. As you can see, it's like a shingle beach, which drops off into broken shingle and sand areas, which does hold normally flounders, dabs. Of course, you'll get your pouting, you'll get your white in here as well. But primarily, I'm out with this wonderbait. See if I can get some flats. Don't care what flats I get. It's becoming flatty time of year. And I thought I'd come out and give it a go and bring it on camera for you. Maybe introduce some of you that have never thought about using this bait to this top secret bait. Anyway, lovely day, a few people walking around. The rods are out, they've been out about 10 minutes. I'll probably give them another 10 minutes, 2 rods today, even up my chances. I'll show you everything I'm using in a little while, baits, rigs. And let's see if we can get some fish on the beach. Both these rods have been in about 20 minutes now. There's a lot of people swimming in the sea. I'm not sure that's a good idea of a massive dog seal going around. I'll tell you, the amount of seals around here, the amount of dog walkers, I can see something going wrong very soon. They've got a massive colony of seals up at Thorpeness now. Massive colony, there's a lot of seals up there. I don't think people seem to realise when there's seals on the beach, talking 20 yards out, they're letting their dogs go in. Seals can be savage, you know? I can see something going drastically wrong fairly soon around here with the amount of seals, the amount of dogs going in. Let's just reel this in. What we got? That can't be blooming snagged. No, it's not. It's just plugged itself in. Nothing on this. Well, it don't feel like anything anyway. That other right-hand rod keeps giving slight rattles. But I'm not too sure whether that's because I'm fishing very close in with that. This one I'm flicking out about 50. That one's about 20 to 15 yards out, really close in, seeing if there's any flounders hanging around. I'll get this one in. Anything there? No. Fishing plain leads, on and earth, single hook coming off. I'll go through all that in a minute. Try and keep that out of the way so you don't see what this mystical, magical bait is I'm using. Now let's get this one in. Like I say, I've had some rattles on here. Very, very close in on a very light lead this is. Nah, there's nothing there. Nothing there at all. Tide's going down. Not the best tide today for around here at all. But I just wanted to get out. You know, sometimes you have to make do with what you can actually get when you get out fishing. And like I say, tide's going down. I think it's about 3 hours down now. Not the greatest. But there's always a chance of a fish. And you've got to be in at the winner. There's more people in the sea down there. There's people in the sea everywhere. There's people behind me in the sea, people in front of me on the sea. You've got that lady there who's just been in the sea. Absolute Looney Tunes. You wouldn't catch me doing that. Not on a blooming cold Boxing Day morning, but you know, each to their own. Right, I'm going to come back in a second. I'm going to show you this bait, show you the rigs I'm using, and we'll get these next casts out. That is the first cast done. Like I say, it's going down, it's about 3 hours down. I'm going to fish it down to low, probably an hour up the other side. So it's not really perfect, but I just had to get out. Just show you the rigs I'm using today. Earths. Now, if you see that there, that metal bar is called an earth bar. And all I've done to that is I've tied some 13-pound fluorocarbon off there, down to, just flick that over, size 6 chino with a little bit of attractant on it for the flatties. As we all know, flatties are inquisitive fish. They'll come in, they'll chase something. If they see any sort of movement in the water, any sort of colour, they will come in and check it out. It's a proven fact. I've seen it with halibut in Norway. Anywhere around the world, you watch flatfish, stick something bright on, something that's going to move around in the water, and those fish will be more attracted to it than what they will a static bait. Halibut especially. Like I say, plaice love it, plaice love a few beads, dabs love it as well. Now let's get into the good bit. What is the bait I'm using today? The one and only bait I have brought with me to try and get these fish today. That is smoked kippers. Believe it or not, smoked kippers, oily, smelly, cheap as chips bait. You're talking £2 for a pack, which can last you a session if you're just using one rod, one hook. That is the wonder bait. I have had some amazing dab fishing using smoked kippers. Trust me, they really work. If you can't get hold of worms, fancying some flatfish, go into your local supermarket, buy a pack of kippers, and you will catch fish. Like I say, trust me, I've done it before. It really does work. And all I'm doing with these is, bring this up here. Got my chino hook, and all I'm doing is I'm cutting a little tiny bit of kipper off. And all I do with this is in through the top, out through the bottom ish, bring it out through the skim, and that is the bait on the hook. And then all I do with this is tiniest little bit of elastic, just enough to keep this bait on the hook and stop it sliding. That is all it is. Little tiny bit, bring it round up to the top, down again, and break that off. Bring the beads down, and that there is your bait. You can see the hook's proud, it's not going to slide down, it's nipped around the top of the eye, it's going to hold it in place, and that will get your flatfish, in theory. Get this bait out again. Like I say, I'm casting one in close, one further distance out, covering all areas. This bait will get flounders, it will get whiting, it will get pouting, it will get dabs, catch bass on it. Trust me, it really, really does work. I'm going to get this rod out, get the other one baited up. I'll come back to you in a little while, and let's see if we can get some fish out on the kippers today. Well, it's been a bit quiet so far, about 2 hours down since I've been here, but I have been getting some rattles on this right-hand rod. So this is the one that is extremely close in, and when I say extremely close in, I mean super, super close in. I'm getting a few rattles on it. Could just be little fish having a nibble. Reel it in and find out. No, there's a fit. Yay, look at that. Excellent. And this is why smoke kipper does work. Look at this. Not massive, but it just goes to prove the smoke kipper does work as a bait. A little dab, very, very close in. Not very big, but the target species for today on the kipper, excellent. Still going to be here for another 2, maybe 3 hours. Look at that. He's wolfed that kipper down. They absolutely love it. They really do. If they're about, I think it's because of the oiliness of it. Maybe it's the visual aspect of it, because obviously the kipper is a little bit orangey in colour. But it's also the scent. The scent from that kipper in the water is really, really strong. You know, it's got the smokiness to it. It's got the oiliness to it. And those fish love it. There we go. Got a fish, proving it does work. Let's get this one out, get the other one in, and let's see if we can get some more dabs or flatties till I go home. It's an absolutely crazy day down here. There are people swimming left, right and centre. Wouldn't afford it. I thought if I come down here, I'll be out of the way of everybody, but no. It's it's crazy. It really is. And they're swimming, and that dog seal keeps coming up and he keeps going towards people, and I'm just thinking, whoa. Right, I don't know. Right, anyway, get some more kipper on and get these rods out. Everywhere I'm putting that rod further than 50 yards, it's getting snagged. I don't know what it's getting snagged on. It's pulled out a few times, but other times it feels completely plugged in. So wouldn't like to say whether it's a line snag out there or something like that. I do not know. So I'm just sticking now down with the close in rod, the one I've had the dab on. Been getting a few more rattles. But that smoke kipper, like I say, it's a hard day. If I'd have had worms, would I have caught more? Who knows? But I just come down here today. I had some kipper in the cupboard. I wanted to show you that kipper does work as a bait for flatties. And I've proved that already. So, what we're going to do, we're going to fish it down to around about 2 o'clock in the 2 o'clock, low tide. Probably bring it up the other side, probably an hour, see if anything comes as it starts to flood. And then we're going to call it a day. Everybody on the beach is now starting to disperse. A little while ago, it was absolutely crazy down here. I mean, there were people swimming left, right and centre. And like I say, they're swimming and that seal kept popping his head up and he actually went towards a few people. I was like, oh, really? Blimey heck. Who knows? But yeah, Thorpeness. If you go to Aldborough, carry on past Aldborough, you come to Thorpeness. And like I say, I parked in front of the country club. If you type Thorpeness Country Club into Google, you can park in front of that for free, and you're talking a 30-second walk to the beach. It is an absolutely amazing venue on this day. Today, smallish tides, daytime, on the ebb. Maybe I didn't pick the best time to come, but it's Boxing Day, you know. I had some spare time, and I wanted to come out and see if I could nab a fish, and I've had a fish, and I'm happy with that. One little dab so far. But we still got time. You know, if I catch one more dab, I'll be extremely happy. If not, I've achieved what I came to do, so to speak. You know, I've had a dab on the smoke kipper on Thorpeness Beach on Boxing Day. But as you can see, there is still people walking around, but it is really claggy today. You know, the weather is not the greatest. It's really clagging up. It's cold as well. It is blooming cold, I ain't gonna lie to you. But at least it's not snowing. That's one bonus. Anyway, that rod's out. It's close in. And it's fishing. I've had a couple of rattles on it, like I say, but we will just sit back, relax, see what happens in the next hour and a half, and then we'll call it a day. Well, it appears I got my tide times wrong. It's now 20 past 1, and it's bang on low tide. I haven't seen any rattles on this in any way, shape or form so far. So there's probably nothing on it at all. Oh, seagull nearly flew into my line. That's the last thing I want, one of them smelly things flying into my line. So yeah, like I say, it's low tide now. So if I give this until maybe 2:30, which is about an hour from now, see if anything else comes up on the flood. If not, we'll call it a day. Have I got anything on there? Nil point. Nothing on this cast. Bait is basically, well, it's been chewed a little bit. Might be some tiny little crabs out there or something like that. But this cast will obviously be going out over low. And then, like I say, I'll fish it up an hour on the other side, see if anything happens. And I'm going to call it a day. It's completely, I say completely, it's deserted now more than what it was. There was a lot of people here earlier. I thought to myself, I'll come down here. Oh, get out of the way of the crowds. Thought Town Beach at Aldbrough will absolutely rammed. So we'll come down here. And it appears that a lot of people that I was speaking to had the same idea. But they've had their Boxing Day swim, and I'm assuming now they've all gone home for their cold platters or whatever it is they're having. That's what I'll be having tonight. Buffet, crispy bread, cold meats, pickles, cheeses. Oh, the brie is coming out. The brie is coming out and going in some baked baguettes. Oh, delicious. Love Boxing Day. Absolutely love Boxing Day. The food. I ate far too much yesterday as well. I woke up this morning and all I've had to eat so far today is an apple because I don't need to eat anything after yesterday. My mother-in-law put on an absolutely amazing spread. Oh, Christmas time, eh? The time of year where you can just eat, drink, eat more, and no one says a thing. Most of the other times of the year you do it, you'd be called gluttonous. This time of year, you just do what you want. And then come January, you sort yourself out. You have a bit of a detox. But right, I'm going to get some more kipper on here, flick this one out, and let's see what happens. That tide is now flooding. Not very fast, but it is coming in. And this rod has slackened off a couple of times while it's been out there. That seems to have found a snag as well. I don't know what it is out there. It is really, really snaggy. Whether it's line snags, like I say, or something else out there, I do not know. But that could be the end of my session. See if I can pull it out. There we go, she's out. She's out. Very strange. Very, very strange indeed. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something out there eating up this tackle. Now the weird thing is, I've got a couple of slack lines and I tried twitching it in, and while I was twitching it in, there was absolutely nothing there at snagged on. Well, this is going to be my last cast. It's been very, very quiet here today. The tide is now flooding, so this cast may well produce, you never know. I've got one more smoke kipper bait to go out. So let's see if we can get something on this last cast. Lovely day to be out though. Boxing Day. Always nice to come fishing. Had the opportunity, took it. Obviously tides weren't great, but I caught my intended species, which is all that matters, really. Where are you? Not very far out at all, just plonking it in close. Try and keep out of that snag that's out there. Don't know what it is, but it's annoying. But yeah, smoked kippers. Obviously, I came out with just them as bait. That's all I had. Wanted to try and show you at home that it does work. And it does, as I proved, because I caught my intended species, which was a dab. So there we have it, last cast. I'm going to give this 20 minutes, and I'll come back to you when I reel it in, see if we can get something on this. Well, that's last cast done and dusted. Still a couple of little rattles on here, but judging by this when I'm reeling it in, there's nothing on it. Still, it's been nice to be out, don't get me wrong. Got out and had a little cast on Boxing Day, and like I say, caught a fish, the intended target, on the bait. Nah, there's nothing there. Which I was telling you about. Smoked kippers. They do work, and they can be an absolutely phenomenal flatfish bait. They really can. Only the one dab today, but it was intended species. Caught the target fish. And like I say, nice to be out. Absolute nutcases here today swimming in the sea. But that's Boxing Day for you. It must be a tradition around here now. There's a lot of people do it. I was speaking to someone, he reckoned there is absolutely hundreds of people at Albury, if not thousands, probably doing the same as well. But why not? Hey, it's the time of year, it's something to do. Maybe I might take that tradition up myself. Maybe not, who knows. But there we go. Little session, Boxing Day, smoked kippers, had a dab. Happy with that. Happy with that. Anyway, this is the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. If you got this far, thank you very much. Really appreciate it, and I appreciate the support. The channel is chugging along really nicely. It really is. I never thought by the end of this year, I started, I think, dropping videos in maybe March, 20 odd videos later, maybe 21, 22 videos later. Subscribers are up to 650 and the views are up as well. So if you're watching the video and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit it. It's a terrible time of year on my coast, and the videos will never be this short of fish, so to speak. We're now coming into the new year, and then as the year progresses, the fish will return down here, and the videos, I promise you, there will be more fish. Will be traveling around as well. So yeah, hit the subscribe, give it a like, leave me a comment. You take care of yourselves. I hope you've had a wonderful Christmas, and I'll see you by the water very soon.